EFL Cup final. The players just shaking hands here, and another look at the lineups as we do lead into this one. Here's Manchester United's Gary Bailey.
Yeah, it's a very strong lineup. It's got a bit of pace out wide with Martial, Mata just behind there, threading the ball alongside Jesse Lingard, and of course Ibra up front, who really is for me the star of the show. And Pogba, although sitting in midfield, able to push forward. And as we know, under Herrera, lovely, lovely touch player. A defensive midfield role, but he can come forward and add to the attack. Valencia bombing down the right and Rojo bombing down the left. And of course, De Gea in goals.
Yeah, Fraser Foster in goal for Southampton. And this is the way that Claude Puel has his side lining up, Thomas.
And it's a good team, obviously, that probably is going to chase the game a little bit. So it's important that Steve Davis, the captain of the Northern Ireland team, has to be huge. But I think the key guy here is Oriol Romeu. We've not talked about him. If he can lock down midfield against obviously Pogba and Mata, they have a chance to keep Zlatan somewhat on an island. And then with Tadic, Redmond and Ward-Prowse, we have a great athletic team that on the counter could give, Man United some problems.
And obviously, Gabbiadini leading the line here. He's been quite the acquisition already for Claude Puel, coming in on day. Day in the January transfer window, and already making his mark with this team. As the two teams line up quickly, keys to the game, what must Manchester United avoid if they're to win this one?
Well, avoid conceding. Gabbiadini is good, we know that, but so too Redmond. He caused Liverpool all sorts of problems, and that man is for me the key. Get the service to him. He's got such a great touch. He's a monster to mark. Absolutely brilliant. Ibra the Great. And I would knock the high ball to him, the low ball, everything. Just give it to Ibra.
OK, well, we will give it to our match commentators now. It's Peter Drury and Stuart Robson. Enjoy the game.
Stops Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and Southampton have half a chance. ...24 goals already this season for Ibrahimovic, 2 of those in the League Cup against West Ham in the quarter-final. Fraser Forster between him and goal this time. Outstanding at Anfield, as indeed the whole Southampton team were in qualifying for this showpiece game. Jack Stevens ahead of him, one of their own who has stepped into the boots of Virgil van Dijk and excelled. So, Manchester United again, or Southampton at last. The 57th League Cup final, the 51st one-off game, the first under the fresh EFL banner, offering as always the first major prize of the English domestic football season. The biggest club in the land, Manchester United, perennial frequenters of the National Stadium and natural favourites against one of the most admired clubs in the land, Southampton. Again, cheerful, live outsiders. Free kick against Gabbiadini. Some 41 years since they collected the only major prize in their history on this revered site at the expense of United in the FA Cup.
Straight away, it looks as though Southampton are going to try and press Manchester United high up the field.
Martial, Pogba. Space for Lingard, Ibrahimovic through the middle, Mata calling for it too. Stevens is across to make his first intervention. Davis is shaken off it by Martial. Stevens out again, and this time Davis properly clear. One back though by Herrera, taken on by Lingard. And shifted for Valencia, who's met quickly by Redmond. Lifted forward and into touch by Eric Bailly, for whom this is also a competition debut. He's not been involved in the League Cup run up until now.
It's a big game for one or two of these Manchester United players. Martial is preferred on this occasion to Rashford. I'm not sure every Manchester United fan would agree with that, but Martial's got his chance here. And what a good job he's done, Claude Puel, getting into this final.
The boss of Lille in France, he faced Manchester United 4 times in the Champions League without too much luck. As a Monaco player, he won the French Cup 3 times. And his side have a throw with Ryan Bertrand. Tadic in pursuit, Bailly across. Forceful defender. Manchester United haven't conceded a goal in the 4 games he has played since returning from the Africa Cup of Nations, but they were vulnerable then. Ward-Prowse couldn't effect a finish. Ward-Prowse now with the cross towards Redmond. Importantly won by Valencia and hooked away by Bailly.
Oh, what a brilliant cross it was into the box. They also had 2 players getting in there. Ward-Prowse was at the far post. That's his job on the right-hand side. Smalling went to the near post. Oh, nearly took a swipe at it.
Not by Valencia, met by Romeu, who is penalised.
There was that cross coming into the box. Tadic down that left-hand side.
At the other end, a foul by Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Attempting to escape Yoshida. Suarez. Ward-Prowse. Stevens, very calm young defender. Forward again by Rojo. Stevens asks Fraser Forster to come. Redmond. Romeu from between the 2 centre-halves. Exchanging with Davis, on by Gabbiadini, poked away by Bailly. Pogba. Got it back from Lingard. Looking out towards Martial. Pogba. Ibrahimovic. Pogba could open up for Paul Pogba. Beaten out by Forster. As far as Valencia. Crashed in by Valencia. Protection from Davis. And Bertrand sees it beyond the byline for a goal kick.
Well, it opened up for Paul Pogba. It was played square to him. Juan Mata made a cross-field run. Moved the ball into Ibrahimovic. And when he gets it back, just hits through the back of the ball. It starts to dip and swerve on Forster, who takes no chances. Just gets both wrists behind it. Gets it away from the danger area, but good start for Manchester United and Paul Pogba.
There is a scorer of spectacular goals. His only goal in this competition was actually in defeat at Hull in the second leg of the semi-final. Important goal, though it certainly was, in the context of that 2-legged tie. By toying with Gabbiadini, you don't want to be doing that.
He's showing his pace there, Gabbiadini. He'll chase everything down. He's a willing runner, the centre forward.
Marcel, Pogba, Rojo, Smalling. Valencia. Smalling.
Just watching Juan Mata. The movement of Juan Mata's been brilliant at times. Dragging infield, he's trying to go in behind Bertrand. He's allowing that space for Valencia to make the forward runs. He's a key player for the way Manchester United play, Juan Mata. Probably not for the full 90 minutes. Certainly for the first 60 or 70.
Manchester United seeking here their second major post-Ferguson prize. After winning last year's FA Cup, if you say that to Jose Mourinho, he ticks you off for forgetting the Community Shield. But even he acknowledges that is not on United's substantial priority list. Herrera. Bailly. falling. Rojo. Martial with time to turn. An exchange with Lingard. Davies tidies up after a fashion. And Bertrand is glad to see the ball squirt into space where Forster can come and collect it.
I'm not sure he really wanted the ball back there, Martial. Tried to play the ball inside to Lingard, who played it back on the wrong angle to him.
Bertrand, that is a decent ball. Redmond is face-to-face with Bailly. He's seeking out Tadic. Herrera had trapped the run of Tadic. And Valencia gets Manchester United moving forward again with Mata.
Well-disciplined, well-drilled Southampton. They're trying to slow Manchester United down here.
This diagonal, headed away by Cedric as far as Lingard, who's handled.
That's the position he's going to play in, Lingard, in behind Ibrahimovic, trying to pick up the knockdowns and make runs beyond him at times.
He, of course, the man who scored the FA Cup final winner, scored also here in the Community Shield. Wembley has brought the best out of him in Manchester United colours.
We've talked about Manchester United's movement, but Redmond at times is coming in field off that left-hand side, and Tadic is going that little bit wider. It's Tadic that got the cross in a little while ago.
Romeu. Sweet turn from Redmond. Away from Herrera. He's left Pogba behind and he pulled his shot via a deflection behind for a corner.
That's where he loves to pick up the ball. Such pace when he's running with it. Well, you see the deflection off Herrera. He's had an excellent season so far, Redmond, for Southampton.
It's going to be Dusan Tadic with Southampton's corner, offering left-footed in whip, but he's gone short for Redmond this time. Tadic, nudged away by Rojo. He might have felt the pressure of Yoshida, and is happy to yield another Southampton corner. Few strike a better dead ball than James Ward-Prowse, and he has charge of this one.
Player he's got to miss out is Ibrahimovic in that near post zone. There have been so many balls for Manchester United when they're played into that area. We know that Paul Pogba isn't a particularly good marker at set plays.
Ward-Prowse, plenty on it. Headed out as far as Davies. Gets an opportunity to reload. Yoshida competing with Bailly, hooked away by Pogba. Last man back is the Portuguese Cedric Suarez. Tadic, Bertrand, he's ripped up by Manolo's run, didn't dovetail with his pass, but it's won back by Cedric Suarez, who's away from Rojo, and Southampton are denied their goal. Gabbiadini looks up and sees the flag. His joy extremely short-lived.
Should have actually been offside up the other end as well when the ball was played forward. Ibrahimovic was in an offside position. Big moment. Rojo went to ground far too easily, could easily have given away a penalty as well. Ryan Bertrand is causing problems down that left-hand side for Southampton. Valencia's been taken in field by Redmond. Bertrand's getting forward.
Notwithstanding that goal that wasn't, a really good, encouraging first 10 minutes for the Saints.
Let's have a look at it again. Gabbiadini, has he timed his run? He times his run perfectly, doesn't he? He's not offside. That should be allowed to stand.
player in the offside position was Ryan Bertrand over his shoulder, but he at no point was active. Stuart Bird's flag went up, and Southampton, almost certainly wrongly, have been denied the opening goal of the 2017 EFL Cup final.
Well, he timed his run to perfection, Gabbiadini. Very unlucky, the Italian striker. Manchester United were all over the place defensively. Eric Black and Claude Puel will probably know that now. A shrug of the shoulders from Gabbiadini.
That, of course, will all be subject to further forensic examination over the course of the coming minutes and hours, but certainly that replay seemed to indicate fairly clearly that Gabbiadini, the active player, was onside when he effected that finish. Davis, Gabbiadini has split one way, Ward-Prowse the other here. Ward-Prowse with the deep delivery, too deep indeed for Tadic, who can at least fetch it. Tadic with the cross, Ward-Prowse going in there, important touch from Rojo.
Well, they're not defending the wide areas well enough, Manchester United. Too many crosses are coming into their box. Rojo had to defend that really well. But on that far side, Tadic, Bertrand, who's in all problems for Valencia.
Ward-Prowse with the cross. Redmond looking to tee something up. Valencia stayed very tight. And then sought to free Lingard. Yoshida aware. Bertrand. Romeu. Redmond, Valencia on his heels. Redmond had a go. And he'll continue having a go. It's the nature of the player he is.
Well, he's having a really good game so far. 1v1 against Valencia, who's good going forward. I'm not sure about his defensive qualities at right back. Here's the moment again. Bertrand racing forward, gets beyond Bay. Gabbiadini makes the wrong run to start with there. Then Rojo goes to ground. Watch here when Cedric's running into the box, could easily have given away a penalty, and he times his run to perfection. Should have been a goal.
You see Smalling's foot is inside the 6-yard box and Gabbiadini's isn't. Simple as that.
Certainly Bertrand wasn't interfering with play.
Redmond, Bertrand, Romeu.
Moment, Southampton are playing at a pace that Manchester United don't like, particularly when they've got possession. And he's been a key player for them all season, Romeu.
Yeah, he only joined the League Cup run in the semi-finals when Southampton, of course, went strong against Liverpool, and he was absolutely terrific in both games.
Player, of course, that Jose Mourinho had at Chelsea.
Lifted forward by Valencia, well dealt with by Stevens. It's an awkward falling ball. Lifted in again by Smalling. Redmond looking to take it away, the whistle's gone. Southampton and their coach are rather infuriated by that.
He's had a difficult first few minutes of the game here. Antonio Valencia, I think he's been an excellent player for Manchester United this season, but defensively he's been found wanting so far.
Pogba shook off Davis, and then Bertrand fouled Mata. Andre Mariners needing to calm it down.
Great skill from Paul Pogba. Foul there already by Davis. And the next foul's on Juan Mata. Oh, challenge from behind.
Prowse out of a tight spot. One of Southampton's own, although whisper it softly, a Portsmouth boy by birth, which he has in common, extraordinarily, with one Bobby Stokes, who scored the winner in the 1976 FA Cup final. Two products of Portsmouth who became Southampton stars. Ward Prowse has had that put to him over the last week or so. Could you, a Portsmouth-born individual, become like Stokes before you, the hero of a Southampton generation?
I think he's an England player of the future, Ward Prowse. Seen a lot of him at England youth level, at under-19s. He is an outstanding player, at under-21 level as well. Probably not playing in his best position here out on the right-hand side. He'll be a holding midfield player at some stage, but at the moment Davis and Romeo are doing a good job in that area.
By Ibrahimovic. Bertrand lost his footing. Lingard gathered the ball. There was a half-hearted shout for handball there. Nothing doing. Herrera. Upended after he had delivered the pass. And the referee is dipping into his pocket for the first time here. Despite Romeo's protestations.
Well, he's late. Sliding into Herrera. He just laid the ball off Herrera. And he's going to be under pressure. He's a tough tackling midfield player.
And as pertinent as the yellow card, yet still more pertinent, Manchester United have a free kick here in a position on the cusp of credible shooting range. One or two with the power and guile to have a crack. More or less plumb centre. Paul Pogba, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Two of these stars in the United galaxy. It's Zlatan! It's a Manchester United beauty goal! Simply a superstar! A player without boundaries, without limits. He just knows the stage is always his.
What a strike. There's a couple of Manchester United players in the wall. Mata gets out the way. It goes over the top of Davis. Forced to seize it late. Does he move quickly enough? Takes one short stride, but just can't get there with his bottom hand. It's a brilliant free kick from Ibrahimovic. Perfect delivery, hit with pace and enough swerve to beat the goalkeeper.
Hard on Southampton, who have just conceded the first goal that has hit their net in this season's competition. And so by definition, for the first time in the EFL Cup this year, they are required to come from behind.
I think Chris Smalling had a big part to play in that. He was in the wall. He was trying to get in the line of the ball. Forster saw it quite late. See from that replay behind the goal. Just didn't move his feet quite quickly enough.
Gabbiadini, Tadic at the back of Bailly. Smalling for Valencia. Well, it is a gem of a cup final goal. However you interpret it or analyse it, the execution was simply fabulous. And it's what he does over and over and over again. Pogba's foul on Tadic.
Well, many thought that he wouldn't be able to cope with the pace of Premier League football. He's certainly done that and more.
He has laughed in the face of his would-be critics. Romeo. Tadic Ward Prowse and behind by Smalling.
Tadic is causing Manchester United a problem. He keeps coming short, getting himself turned, playing other players in. Smalling at the near post. Had to just clear that one. He's taken up some good positions, Chris Smalling. Yoshida and Stevens will be the threat in the box.
Tadic will play it in. Tadic with depth towards Yoshida, who is outjumped by Rojo. Mata lifts it forward. Lingard's not given this up, but Bertrand is calm enough. Herrera by...
I have to say, at the moment, Southampton have been the better footballing side. They've rotated their midfield positions and up front. Found themselves in good positions. They got more crosses into the box. Manchester United have struggled to string too many passes together.
Actually played very well, Southampton, at Old Trafford back in August on that Friday night. Lost 2-0. Goal scorer, Ibrahimovic, and Ibrahimovic again. Redmond. Bertrand went beyond him, but Valencia was wary of that overlap. Pogba. Rojo. Nice touch from Lingard.
I'm afraid Martial at the moment's been off the pace. Cedric certainly had the better of him, and it's been in 1v1 situations. Herrera with the challenge there. He's going to get a yellow card for that, just as Romeo did at the other end.
Pretty sour smile on the face of Ander Herrera, who clearly feels hard done to.
Well, I think he feels as though Redmond made the most of this. He probably did. I think he gets booked because Romeo had been booked up the other end.
Cedric. Tadic. Herrera doing much the same job for Manchester United as Romeo does for Southampton. Here's Lingard. Ibrahimovic ahead of him. Yoshida there in the nick of time.
Well, he was asking a lot of Ibrahimovic to get there before Yoshida. Yoshida was struggling slightly, had to slide it away in the end. Good runner with the ball, Lingard. I thought that Manchester United would dominate possession, but at the moment it's Southampton that are dominating possession. It's Manchester United who've got to try and counter-attack through Martial, through Lingard.
Herrera. Valencia. Carried by Redmond. Hard on Claude Puel. His team had the ball in the net, should have had a lead, and in a trice they faced a deficit. Can have no complaint about the award of the free kick, which Ibrahimovic did so brilliantly execute. But he's certainly entitled to have a moan about the flag went up at his team's expense minutes earlier. Martial. Up by Davis. Tadic. Bertrand, who's worked really progressively with Redmond down that left-hand side.
Looking for that next forward pass, Southampton. Gabbiadini was on into his feet, but then tried to spin in behind Chris Smalling. Certainly out on that left-hand side where they're causing most problems. Through Redmond, through Bertrand. Tadic is going out there at times as well to create 2v1 against Valencia.
Steering away from Mata. Stevens. Romeu. Tadic. Referee's let it run. Dusan Tadic, who sat down Smalling. It's a cute pirouette, but eventually he crashed into Valencia.
Well, the cuter thing would have been to play it out to Redmond, who was free.
Davis for Gabbiadini. Ward-Prowse! Really crisp, forceful hit.
What a save as well from De Gea. Really good link-up play again. Gabbiadini with the set-up play. Ward-Prowse has got a brilliant right foot. De Gea with a strong hand to it as well.
Ward-Prowse has won it back from Pogba. Wind in Southampton's sail again. Redmond. Away by Smalling from behind Gabbiadini, actually. Centre forward had got the right side of his centre half. Romeu. Redmond. Tadic. Works out kindly for Mata. Pushed it forward again by Stevens. And allowed out by Juan Mata.
They've done everything right, apart from scoring a goal, which they, of course, did. Should have been allowed, but Redmond's caused problems. The movement of their midfield players making it difficult for Herrera to pick up and Pogba to pick up. That's why Mourinho and Faria having a little word here. How can they change things? Yes, they might be 1-0 up, but they've been totally outplayed by Southampton.
Martial. Cedric in retreat. Pogba. Rojo. Forster picks it up. First time these two clubs have met in the League Cup competition in its various guises since the quarter-final of January 1991, which actually required a replay in those days. 1-1 draw at Liddell, Alan Shearer and Mark Hughes. And United won the replay by a Mark Hughes hat-trick. Ibrahimovic. That's a good ball from Ward-Prowse. A lot of space for Gabbiadini. Redmond through the middle. Tadic arriving as well. It's Manolo Gabbiadini, snatched away by Rojo.
I'm not quite sure what Chris Smalling was doing. Yes, it was a good pass from Ward-Prowse. He'd gone infield. Gabbiadini had come wide. Chris Smalling tried to step up and play offside. You saw there, he hasn't really got a right foot, Gabbiadini.
Got away from Rojo. There was nobody to meet Cedric's cross, except Valencia. silken first touch from Romeo.
The space for Redmond again, that movement in midfield.
Redmond, it's opened up for Tadic! De Gea got his frame in the way. That was a big chance.
Redmond found that bit of space. Tadic gets in behind Pogba. I think this must dip and swerve on the goalkeeper, De Gea. There's the runner. Gabbiadini took both centre-halves with him and it allowed Tadic that little bit of space. Maybe should have done better.
It was a second of time and there was a substantial target area for Dusan Tadic.
Unless Mourinho changes things here pretty quickly, Southampton are going to get themselves back into this game. It's been a poor performance from Manchester United in this first half so far.
But because of one Zlatan flash of brilliance, United do have a lead. The aforementioned is currently in some pain though, as a result of that challenge from Maya Yoshida.
He had every right to stand his ground, Yoshida. Ibrahimovic is backing in.
Quite sure that amongst the 189 nations watching this final worldwide, there will be a lot of Yoshida fans in Japan. Mata.
It's probably been Yoshida's best season so far in a Southampton shirt.
Of course, he has had to step up with Van Dijk's injury and Jose Font's disappearance. Suddenly became the senior man. Romeo. Redmond. And by Cedric, out by Pogba. Sorted out cleverly by Davis.
Southampton look hungry, energetic. Manchester United look lethargic, struggling to get on the ball. Just seen Juan Mata run off of it.
Tadic. Moving towards Gabbiadini. Bailly wasn't completely in control of his header, and it's behind for a corner.
There's the movement of Gabbiadini again. Trying to run in behind Bailly. Link-up play amongst the midfield players, Redmond and Tadic, Ward-Prowse. This has been excellent.
Ward-Prowse with another Southampton corner. Foot to the floor here, the Saints. Ward-Prowse all the way across goal, and it stayed alive. Yoshida was throwing a foot at it, and the ball wasn't quite there.
That was another golden opportunity. I think Stevens is the player. When it comes back to him here, just doesn't get his pass right to Rojo.
Everything but the goal for Southampton. Martial for Manchester United. Pogba.
I'm sure we'll see some changes by Mourinho at half-time. Juan Mata hasn't really been able to influence the game. Martial likewise down this left-hand side.
The romantic change would involve Wayne Rooney, who, wherever you are in the world, you are bound to have read about over the course of the last week or two, and the potential moves away for him. That's another story. Here's Martial. Ibrahimovic. Martial. He has support from Valencia. This is Antonio Valencia. And now Paul Pogba. Rojo.
A bit too slow for Manchester United. There's an injection of pace from somebody. Maybe it's from Valencia out on that right-hand side.
Pogba. Just one cut too many.
So Martial stopped his run. As soon as Pogba gets time on the ball, he's looking to play those balls in behind for Martial and Ibrahimovic.
Ward-Prowse ran into traffic. Herrera dispossessed him. Lingard's on his way. Martial is wide. Ibrahimovic is arriving beyond the far post. Martial hits Cedric and gets another go at it. Cedric stuck to him.
Not really good enough from Martial. Great opportunity. Took too long. Now Davis to get back alongside Cedric.
Martial, Rojo, Jesse Lingard scores! Clear daylight for Manchester United, and Lingard's Wembley havoc goes on. Tiniest of finishes, and Manchester United are true to the good.
It's probably the best bit of combination play we've seen from Manchester United out on this left-hand side. Couple of little 1-2s, Rojo into one, Mata. And then they have to back off. Lingard just holds his position, finds that bit of space. I think he uses Yoshida just to pass it round him and into the corner. Yoshida gets in line, it goes between the legs of Yoshida in the end, but it was all made out on the left-hand side with that 3 versus 2. And against the run of play, Manchester United go 2-0 up.
It's no real reflection of the football match, but those pictures are a reflection of Manchester United glee, which even the coach is finding hard to embrace, knowing as he must that United are more than a shade fortunate to be 2 goals ahead. But 2 goals ahead they are, and Southampton have it all on. Tadic, Ward-Prowse, Davis, Redmond, up by Smalling. Bold gather from Stevens. Oh, he's gone sliding in with a high foot and could be in real trouble here.
And I think there was a foul the other way to start.
Absolutely.
And that's what the referee may give to start. But will he take any action against Stevens? Because he definitely went in with his studs showing, jumping into the challenge as well, and so it seemed.
I'm sure you're right, Stuart. There are 2 issues here. The referee has gone to his pocket. The card is yellow. And Jack Stevens' heart would have missed a beat there.
Here's the foul from Lingard. He just tries to have a little clip at Stevens, and then he goes in. Although it doesn't look quite as bad there. There's the little clip. Lingard should really be booked, but you can see he goes with his stud showing and then looks back at the referee and said, I was fouled in the first place. And he goes down the side of the ball. He's a lucky boy. Stud showing. I'm not sure he even went for the ball. Goes down the side of it. It's a rash challenge.
He will have been mighty relieved when he saw the colour of the card. really good young player who's made a very good impact at first team level this season. Lingard is booked for his peripheral part in all of that.
Well, he had to be booked really because it was a deliberate foul. Stevens had got away from him.
Two yellow cards on each side now. Lingard, Herrera, Romeu, Stevens.
Now it needs to be a good delivery from Ward-Prowse. In around the penalty spot area with a bit of pace on it. Manchester United are holding a fairly high line, a yard outside their own box here.
Ward-Prowse out by Ibrahimovic, lumped high by Lingard. Pogba made life awkward for Bertrand. He wants to throw as well, he's not getting it.
Just demonstrating what a great athlete Paul Pogba is. I don't think he can believe his luck, can he? Jose Mourinho, he'd have been going in at half-time. How he was going to change things. Now his team are 2-0 up.
A chance today to become the first manager to win this competition with two different clubs, and the third manager to win it 4 times in all, alongside Clough and Ferguson. Decent company. Gabbiadini, Cedric, smart. Gabbiadini, and goes Ward-Prowse. United's throw. Romeu, on by Gabbiadini. It's bounced here for Tadic. Dusan Tadic ran out of places to go.
I think he missed the opportunity to get his right foot shot away just that little bit earlier. When it comes to him here, could he have struck it now? Instead he tries to go past Bailly. Just got too much pace for him. He's had a good first half, Tadic. He's been instrumental in most of the good things that Southampton have done.
Well, there's the boss of Manchester United's last 3 League Cup wins. Indeed, all 4 of their League Cup wins, but they've won their last 3 finals in a row against Wigan, Spurs and Aston Villa, 2006, 9 and 10, as well as the 1992 final against Nottingham Forest, when Brian McClair scored the winner. Seen him in the stadium today as well. Herrera, Lingard won't get there.
He is prepared to make those runs beyond Ibrahimovic. The reason that Wayne Rooney can't start up alongside Ibrahimovic, because nobody then makes the runs in behind. They tried it at the start of the season, Jose Mourinho. Didn't really work for him. Had to change it.
Mata. Ibrahimovic, Herrera. Ibrahimovic. Lingard. They've been tackling back. Tadic. Heading into 2 stoppage time minutes at the end of what has been a really energetic, most watchable first half of the 2017 final. Southampton have contributed so much, find themselves desperately chasing a game. Redmond, Ward-Prowse, Gabbiadini, now then! Life in the final, life in the Saints!
movement again. He's offside here. He's behind the ball when it's played in, and Ward-Prowse, who can deliver a good cross, just plays it in behind Manchester United's back four. He goes between De Gea's leg, but really good movement from Gabbiadini, and it's game on.
This is turning into a really, really good final. Manolo Gabbiadini is turning into a really, really good Southampton acquisition. That is 4 goals in 3 games since Claude Puel tempted him over from Napoli.
It may be a different team talk now for Jose Mourinho. Back to the one he was thinking of 10-15 minutes ago. Making 1 or 2 changes, his team weren't playing well enough. There's every possibility Southampton could get back into this game. They've been the better side in this first half.
Herrera. Pogba. Up by Yoshida. Take a breath. Take a breath. Breathless first half at Wembley, during which Gabbiadini thought he had established the lead for Southampton. It was wrongly ruled offside. In the wake of that, Zlatan Ibrahimovic hit a magic free kick. Jesse Lingard then doubled Manchester United's lead 7 minutes before the break. Before, in stoppage time, Gabbiadini got the goal that he and Southampton so richly deserved. Southampton, as you would anticipate, unchanged. A cup final whose dynamic altered in the seconds leading up to half-time. Southampton might have had good reason to feel sorry for themselves on their way off the Wembley turf for their quarter of an hour of dialogue with the coach, but they start the second half, Stuart Robson, with good reason for optimism.
They certainly do. It's made Jose Mourinho make a change. And I think it means that Lingard will come further to the right-hand side. Pogba will play that little bit further forward. Martial will carry out on that left-hand side, and Carrick will play as the holding midfield player to try and get on the ball and get Manchester United passing it much better than they did in the first half.
Carrick, whose personal record this season is extraordinary. He's only lost 1 full match that he's played in for Manchester United, and that was the second leg of the semi-final, which ultimately was meaningless anyway. But you would have thought that Claude Puel would have asked for, broadly speaking, more of the same.
Absolutely. His side were brilliant in that first half. In terms of their possession, the way they got down the sides, crosses into the box, the movement of the centre forward, the movement of their midfield players. They totally outplayed Manchester United.
Out by Yoshida. Super first touch from Redmond. And he kept it from Herrera. He's enjoying the stage. Tadic. Ward-Prowse. He's got a corner. And Southampton attacking their own supporters now in the second half.
And he'll be very pleased with what he's seen in that first half. Tadic is going to take the in-swinger. There's the 2 big centre-halves coming up again.
Slung in by Tadic, deep towards Yoshida. Hoisted up into the air by Ibrahimovic. Come down again for Yoshida. Lifted towards Redmond! Boy, he hit that clean. And De Gea thumped it away from his near post.
What a strike by, decides not to back in. Just comes off the outside and it goes with 1 fist, David De Gea.
Tadic again. Yoshida again. My Yoshida! It's just a corner. It was a dramatic leap as he went over Rojo's outstretched leg.
What a great bit of chest control, Yoshida. And he just about gets the ball, Rojo. Had to get that right, didn't he?
Another. Ward-Prowse with a corner. Pogba away. Davis competing. Back in towards Romeu. Gabbiadini!
space in the box. Manchester United can't clear it. I think Pogba wins the first one. Martial doesn't do enough on the edge of the box. It comes back in. What a strike on the half volley, on the half turn. That's a striker in form. No chance for David De Gea. What a signing he's proving to be at the moment.
Manolo Gabbiadini scored in each of his last 3 games for Napoli. He has scored now for Southampton 5 goals in his first 3 games. He is, as they say, on fire. This is some competition debut. A month ago he'd probably never heard of the EFL Cup. He's just turned the EFL Cup final on his head with 1 goal seconds before half-time and another barely 3 minutes after it.
Well, I talked beforehand about his movement, his pace. That was nothing to do with that. That was all about finishing prowess. Found that bit of space in the box. Took it early. What an atmosphere we've got inside the ground. Not so much for him.
Redmond, he's got away from Lingard. He's got Ward-Prowse with him. And he's got Gabbiadini, who's beaten it against Smalling. Cedric. Up into the air by Bailly. Out as far as Bertrand. Clear by Smalling. Manchester United really on the rack here. They had never bossed the final, but they did have a 2-goal lead, which has vanished.
And Lingard could find himself in trouble here. He had a little clip at the heels of the Southampton player as he was making the forward run. And because he didn't go down, Lingard gets away with it. Redmond gets away from him here. Here's the clip. He's already been booked. He does exactly the same thing. He could easily have gone off if Redmond had gone down.
Quite so. Redmond's done him a favour.
He's a lucky boy, Jesse Lingard, as Stevens was in the first half.
Ibrahimovic can't get around Stevens. Up by Cedric. Met by Smalling. Davis did himself some damage there. I don't think there was a Manchester United player involved.
I think they were claiming a foul against Paul Pogba to start with. A little push maybe, but I think it's the that caused Davis the problem. He's been instrumental alongside Romeo, with Southampton dominating this game in terms of possession, quality of football.
Oh, look at that great bundle of Southampton joy, and he's the reason why.
Now, those two players need to get hold of the game for Manchester United. Ibrahimovic, Paul Pogba.
The EFL Cup has provided for Jose Mourinho a couple of positive turning points this season. After 3 straight defeats in September, they started the campaign with a 3-1 win at Northampton, which was very necessary at the time. And indeed, after their Premier League thumping at Chelsea in October, they recovered by knocking out Manchester City 3 days later. Stevens away from Ibrahimovic. Manolo Gabbiadini has an appetite and a half for the ball now. Rojo stabs it away from Ward-Prowse.
Not often you say this, but tactically, Jose Mourinho has been outdone here by Claude Puel. The way he set his side up, the way they've Continually rotated in that midfield area. They've caused the fullbacks of Manchester United problems.
Gabbiadini, Davis, broke for Herrera, Carrick. Off for Lingard. Martial. A comfortable read for Yoshida. Redmond. Tadic. Bailly too tight.
So many times in the game, Bailly has ended up playing at right back as Valencia's gone infield by the movement of Southampton. Tadic has recognised the space out wide at times.
Tadic, bullied off it by Valencia. Herrera. Carrick. Rojo.
Struggling Martial, a couple of opportunities to run with the ball and overrun it. There he had it nicked off him with his back to goal.
The person who won't be enjoying this is the former Southampton manager Ronald Koeman, who was public this week in saying that he needed Manchester United to win the competition so that Everton in 7th had a better chance of qualifying for Europe. That's a late challenge by Redmond, who's got himself into disciplinary trouble now.
And he just tried to pitch the ball off. Michael Carrick just steps on his foot. Be painful for the holding midfield player. Just for a moment the ball was there to be won, so you can understand why Redmond went for it.
Carrick, Herrera, Ibrahimovic, snatched off him by Romeu, touched on by Gabbiadini. Cedric was always labouring to keep that in play.
There's the challenge from behind again. Smalling penalised this time.
Eyes everywhere. Andre Mariner, inquiring eyes. Yoshida. Stevens. Tadic. Ward-Prowse. Davis, Romeu, Cedric, smalling away from Redmond. Actually tackle from Rojo. Crowell with his chest puffed out, and it is entitled so to be. 2-0 down at Wembley against Manchester United. And his team have fought back into it, but Forster's given it away and has had to come and atone for that at the feet of Ibrahimovic. He sets it back into the path here of Valencia. Valencia's cross, Martial and Pogba left it, each for the other. Rojo, Ibrahimovic, and finally away by Romeu.
And all that came about because Forster didn't deal with the back pass well enough. Martial and Pogba getting in each other's way, leaving it for one another. Here's the cross that came in. So he's going to volley it with his right foot, Martial. Pogba's going with his left foot. Leave it for each other. I think that sums up the way Manchester United have played in this game so far.
Rojo's going to be penalised here for a foul on Cedric, who wants him booked.
And there's the man of the moment, Gabbiadini. Starved of football for quite some while at Napoli. Took a whack with Forster when he made that save up against Ibrahimovic.
Bertrand, Davis, scooped out by Smalling. Romeu is guilty here of a flailing limb, for which I think Andre Mariner just wants to award a free kick. United perhaps were suggesting it should be worse than that.
I think Herrera tried to make the most of this situation. And that's what he's been told by Andre Mariner. Not much sympathy for the midfield player. But it is an elbow. I think he's just trying to jump Romeu. I think it's an accident.
Andre Mariner had a very good view. Good thing for Romeu that he did see it that way, because Romeu is another of those on a yellow card.
Certainly looked worse when we saw it the second time on the replay.
Easy one to officiate this for Andre Mariner, who can't be held responsible for an assistance error, which had a significant impact in the first quarter of the game. Almost retaliatory foul by Herrera on Romeu.
He's just had to change his position slightly. Herrera playing further forward now that Carrick's come into the team at half-time.
Ward-Prowse. Cedric denied the chance to cross by an attentive Martial.
Better from Martial. Cedric has got forward to really good effect throughout the game.
Romeu, Redmond, Davis. Romeu, Redmond, Ward-Prowse fired in at Gabbiadini, kept by Davis. It's a really smart ball, played across the face of goal, and Bertrand couldn't get there.
Well, he was in the right place at the right time on this occasion. What a lovely little flick it was. Right back getting in at that far post, putting the cross in. Valencia doing his job really well up against the fullback Bertrand.
Southampton's 8th corner. Ward-Prowse with it, against the post from Romeu, and smuggled behind.
There There's the problem defensively from set plays again. Paul Pogba is marking, doesn't get a jump in. Very unlucky once again. Does everything right. Romeo gets the leap in, more determined than Pogba.
De Gea was nowhere near. Tadic with the corner. Away by Smalling. Carrick. One back by Yoshida. Free kick against Ward-Prowse. Southampton have such momentum here. And they so very nearly had a lead.
There he is, he gets off the back of Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba doesn't even get a jump and he's not watching the ball half the time.
They thought they had scored. Can you imagine? 2-0 down, 3-2 up against Manchester United in a cup final. Not the underdogs they were 41 years ago when Southampton then were a second division side, the Laurie McMenemy team, but underdogs nevertheless, not performing as such at all. And it is Southampton folk who are lighting this place up. What a super sight that is. Everyone has a floodlight in their pocket these days. Mourinho is going to ask Rooney to turn it round. Ibrahimovic, what a story that would be in current context. Carrick. Martial, Pogba. Romeo, Ward-Prowse, Gabbiadini,
Ward-Prowse has come to this left-hand side now. Redmond to the right, maybe trying to get at Rojo.
Davis, just off it by Pogba. Rojo. Redmond working hard to augment the work of his fullback.
It's becoming a very competitive game now. Every challenge
Becoming a nail-biter. Contemplative Claude Puel. Looking to fill the boots of Laurie McMenemy those years ago. Ibrahimovic, Yoshida across, shot sturdy enough. Scoop forward by Redmond, asking Tadic to chase, Bailly away from him. Romeo.
Just taking a breather here. No real pressure to win the ball back from Manchester United. No urgency to get it forward from Southampton. It's been a great game of great intensity.
Carrick in at the back of Ward-Prowse. The free kick has been given.
Nudge in the back by Michael Carrick. Really been able to influence the game since he's been on.
Ward-Prowse earned the free kick, he will take it. Once Anthony Martial has been made to retreat. Yoshida. Clumped clear by Ibrahimovic.
3 or 4 times now that Yoshida's won the first ball that has come into the box, heading it back into dangerous areas.
Game. Southampton had the ball in the net. Gabbiadini wrongly ruled offside. Zlatan Ibrahimovic free kick, a beauty. 1-0 United. Calm finish from Jesse Lingard. 2-0 United. Right on half time, Gabbiadini from close range. 2-1. And 2 or 3 minutes after half time, Gabbiadini with a beautiful pivoting half volley. 2-2. A cup final right in the balance. Really engaging contest.
Been excellent, Bertrand, most of the season, but particularly in this game he's got forward to great effect, got crosses into the box, he's worked well with Redmond, so much so that Mata had to be taken off at half-time as he couldn't cope with the pace.
Martial at pace and still going and finding Lingard. Yoshida has been terrific.
That's the best we've seen of Martial, running with the ball.
Herrera. Some punches. It was an awkward reach for the goalkeeper, but he was under almost no pressure.
Got to catch it. That was an easy catch. Nobody around him. Just got to deal with it, the goalkeeper. Probably the only Southampton player will be disappointed with his performance so far.
Foul on Pogba. Manchester United, who haven't had a corner in the game yet, have a free kick in a position somewhat better than would be a corner. And Herrera will take it. Ibrahimovic just beyond the far post. Herrera's pull back, Carrick strike into the crowd. Bertrand away. Forward again by Bailly. Smalling couldn't keep it alive.
Well, the set play was a little bit too predictable. Well, Manchester United, the cutback was always going to take place. Here's the run from Martial. This bit of action we've seen from him. Just nicks it in behind for Lingard. Yoshida read the danger, got across quickly. At this point, Lingard's favourite to get there. Brilliant tackle.
Inside the last 20 minutes, or there will be 30 minutes more. Yoshida. There is absolutely no certainty about the outcome here at all. It would be an unwise man to make a prediction. So won't ask you for one.
One team are playing with fluency and cohesion, know what their game plan is. I think the other team, their pride is just making them battle this one out. And that's Manchester United at the moment.
Stevens. Tadic. Ward-Prowse. Tadic behind Gabbiadini. It didn't reach Redmond. Carrick was remarkably calm. Pogba. Valencia. Carrick. Ibrahimovic. Herrera. No, biting away again. Careful, careful. Pogba. see Marcus Rashford in a moment for Manchester United. Here's Pogba. He's got his free kick.
He's got great feet at times, Paul Pogba. The big player, twisting and turning, tries to play the little 1-2. Tadic goes into him, quite rightly a free kick.
Tadic is not an especially big player, but he is not one to retreat in the challenge.
Surely not another one from Ibrahimovic. The other side of the goal here.
Forster setting a wall of 4-5. Ibrahimovic into that wall. His throw. Carrick.
Well, Mourinho must have changed his mind about Wayne Rooney. He's had a long chat with him. What his role was going to be when he came on.
It's going to be Rashford for Lingard any second. With the diagonal, Valencia was always favourite to get there ahead of Tadic. He clears. Pogba marches forward. Rashida bites back. It breaks for Ibrahimovic, who plays it into the path of Pogba, and it is scraped away by Cedric for a corner.
Well, they haven't linked up much in the game, Pogba and Ibrahimovic. On this occasion, Ibrahimovic trying to find Pogba with a little back heel. Fullback gets round on the cover. Cedric's been excellent, both in attacking areas and defensively.
Quarter of an hour to play at Wembley. And a Herrera to take. Herrera deep towards Martial. Seeking to evade Ward-Prowse. Enlisting the help of Carrick. Lofted up towards Smalling. Nudged down into the path of Valencia. Pogba. Carrick. Martial. And Lingard lashes it over. May very well be his last touch.
What a cross it was from Martial. Because he had any room to get that in. Flicked on at the near post. Just hits the underneath of the ball rather than getting above it. Tries to slice across it. That would have been his last touch.
Goal in the FA Cup final, goal in the Community Shield, goal now in the EFL Cup final for Jesse Lingard. He was a substitute here in May. He is substituted in February, and his replacement, as you saw, was young Marcus Rashford. Change also for Southampton. Sofiane Boufal is going to play his part in the final at the expense here of Dusan Tadic. 23-year-old Moroccan. Who missed the Africa Cup of Nations with an ankle injury. Actually missed last week's game as well, having hobbled out of their home defeat by West Ham. Ibrahimovic face to face with Stevens. Rashida was taking no chances.
Well, Rashford has come out to the right-hand side. Martial's going to stay on the left. That's the change that Manchester United have made. It means that Paul Pogba's going to play further forward in behind Ibrahimovic.
Boufal. Redmond. Romeu. Buffal, fresh and full of running and driving away from Carrick and driving into Smalling. Redmond.
For Southampton, it is a straight swap. Buffal's going to play in behind the main striker, Gabbiadini. Drift wide whenever Redmond goes infield.
Buffal, Romeu, Redmond. Retrieved by Martial. Taken up now by Pogba. And shaken off it by Ward-Prowse. This was rather a hurried ball. Valencia has space to run into. Rashford immediately adjacent to him. And towards Ibrahimovic, against whom the flag was already raised.
Actually, that was poor play from Ibrahimovic. Trying to get in behind the second centre-half. There's always going to be offside as that ball was played in.
Could be overtime. Where he looks between a proud coach and his staff. Black and Pascal Planck, allies of Claude Puel. Yet another encouraging Southampton season. At the top by Davis. Mistake by Smalling. Gabbiadini. Smalling makes amends. Southampton needing this game to qualify for Europe for the third season running. Almost certainly. A lot of ground to make up in the Premier League. Manchester United, who of course have eggs in several baskets still. An FA Cup quarter-final upcoming against Chelsea, has continued involvement in Europe. Now here's Buffal, Smalling across to meet him. Herrera got a toe on it. Martial brought it away.
Once again, Martial losing possession. Buffal didn't make the most of the situation. He's a good runner with the ball. He's trying to chop it back onto his left foot.
Out of French football, where he was a star with Lille. It's Claude Puel's inside knowledge of him. Pogba lost a lot of Valencia. He's prepared to answer. He did particularly well to deliver across. Balked by Ander Herrera. Davis. Another Gabbiadini. Buffal. Redmond. And again. Nathan Redmond. That's got a nick. And here's a corner.
Well, Valencia had made a lung-busting run up the other end to keep it in play. He was jogging back. That meant Rashford was in the right back position. There's the deflection.
This may be the last chance for Manolo Gabbiadini to complete his hat-trick. Word from the line is that he is shortly to be replaced, but not before this corner. In by Ward-Prowse. Davis is steaming over to try and keep it in. Matters little, it is a Southampton throw. And now the change. And there will be a rapturous, all-embracing round of applause from Southampton's 30,000 plus for Manolo Gabbiadini, whose impact on his new club has been instant and extraordinary, and whose cup final has included 2 goals, one either side of half-time, which brought this whole event to life. A day he will never forget. Shane Long, well, we know all about him. His impact on the semi-final was almost as extreme. Here's Redmond. Away by Pogba. Stevens. Davis. Herrera's error. Redmond's little push and run. Carrick sniffed out the danger. Long sniffed out a half chance as well. De Gea got rid.
One or two mistakes starting to creep into the game now. Players are getting tired, physically and mentally. He's going to play off the shoulder of those two Manchester United centre-halves, just as Gabbiadini was doing. Probably got a little bit more pace, Shane Long.
Carrick, good ball. Ibrahimovic, nice take. Ibrahimovic and Rashford. Forced to cut down the angle.
There's a question mark whether he was offside when the ball was played. But he wasn't. He timed his run perfectly. Forster was surprised that he took a shot here. Almost goes between his legs.
Martial's deep corner. Ibrahimovic with the lead. Harmlessly behind.
It's been a difficult game for Ibrahimovic. He scored his free kick. He's had too much support when balls have gone up to him. He's had to fight off the two centre-halves who have been excellent.
Wayne Rooney is apparently going to play a part. He's written his own scripts down the years. Perhaps he has one final flourish in his pen. Bertrand long missed it, and so did Ward-Prowse. Either one of them just needed to apply a stud. Southampton do have a corner.
What play from Bertrand, the left back again. Look at the run here. Rashford's trying to chase him back. They go to sleep. Valencia doesn't see the danger. And I think they just about do enough. Smalling.
He is living every minute. Ward-Prowse. Stevens! Headed away from his own goalkeeper by Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Well, he did the right thing. You're standing there, you've got to deal with it. Ball goes beyond him. Ibrahimovic gets back in a good position, but how easy was it for Stevens to win that header up against Bailly?
Buffal's corner. Not as far as Bertrand. Locked it back in towards Romeu. Out-jumped by Smalling. It's come to Ibrahimovic, who's got the whole pitch ahead of him and has Rashford up alongside him. Marcus Rashford. Herrera. Ibrahimovic. Carrick. Martial. Romeu's challenge. Martial. Herrera. Ibrahimovic! With 3.5 minutes to play. Makes the Wembley stage his own. And very possibly wins the League Cup for Manchester United.
What a cross it was from Herrera, just lifted it into the box. Ibrahimovic, who started the counter-attack and didn't have the pace to get up the field to start with. Martial gets a bit lucky here, but he finds the right pass, and all Ibrahimovic does is just find that bit of space in between defenders, and he was never going to miss from there, straight over the top of Forster. What a player he's proving to be for Manchester United.
And Wayne Rooney is at the heart of the party. Your heart bleeds for Southampton. But Manchester United, with ruthlessness in the moment, are now just a couple of minutes away from being the winners.
Well, they haven't played well. They haven't passed it particularly well. They've been outplayed at times, but they've been determined. They don't want to lose the game. That's what Mourinho gets from his side.
And whilst Rooney was at the heart of the party, that goal has cost him his place in the final, because he is no longer coming on, Marouane Fellaini is. And suddenly the Saints are silent.
The change, I think. Manchester United now, as this ball's going to be played for, that's why they want to bring on Fellaini.
Gabbiadini got 2 goals. He had the ball in the net 3 times, and he may get a runners-up medal. Change for United, shoring it up, Marouane Fellaini.
He hasn't always shored it up, has he? There's been one game in particular against Everton where he came on and tried to do the same job, gave a penalty away.
Martial gives way. Within a minute's playing time plus stoppage time of receiving a winner's medal. Got a massive goal in the semi-final, did Marouane Fellaini. And now in place of Southampton's captain Steve Davis, a centre forward, Jay Rodriguez. "15 seconds plus 4 added minutes." Smalling away from Rodriguez. Ibrahimovic away from Romeu. On by Herrera. Regathered by Buffal. Stevens, Romeu, Cedric. Rashford closed him down. Cedric's cross. Baye away from Rodriguez. Spread by Romeu. Too close to Valencia. Overcame Rashida, who doesn't deserve to lose this game. He really does not deserve to be on the losing side.
Really good play from Valencia. Read the diagonal pass, got out there. Hasn't it all his own way today. Antonio Valencia, I think, has done an excellent job for Manchester United at right back since Mourinho's been at the club. But he hasn't played particularly well today.
Romeu. Cedric. Nicked by Pogba. Rashford's got ahead of Pogba, who looked to play him in. Stevens got across.
What a waste that was from Paul Pogba. That a 3 versus 2.
Buffal. Who was there? Ibrahimovic has more or less dropped into midfield now, leaving Rashford as the lone runner for Manchester United.
You can understand why Mourinho wants that. Ibrahimovic can win balls in the air at the back or in midfield areas. Rashford can run in behind.
Smalling's header. It's come down for Pogba, who ran into Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse is penalised.
Ibrahimovic is down on his knees, gasping for breath here. Looks as though he's going to win the EFL Cup for Manchester United with the free kick and then a really good header. He's led the line well. He hasn't had much success, not a lot of service to him. But he's been inspirational this season. Here is that goal again. He's out the picture, just makes his way into the box. And he heads it in with power over the top of Forster. And for once, Southampton just lost their concentration.
2005, Jose Mourinho won his first League Cup with Chelsea. 3-2 against Liverpool in Cardiff. 3-2 in his favour now, and a minute of stoppage time to play. Buffal. Romeu. Cedric, got to be quality on the cross. Beyond Rodriguez, won by Long, hit by Bertrand against Bailly, and clouted away by Herrera. Zlatan ball by Romeu, and that probably wins the game. And it may get worse for Romeu.
It's got to be sensible here. Andre Marais, no reason to book Romeu, desperate to win the ball back. What play again? Ibrahimovic put Yoshida under pressure. Couldn't get any distance on the header, chased it down again, knew the challenge was coming, and won a free kick to run down the time. He's been brilliant, Claude Puel. Tactically, he's got his team playing really well. His game plan was absolutely right, but in the end, it's not going to be enough.
It is another Manchester United trophy, another Jose Mourinho trophy, the first Jose United trophy, and here's the first to show sympathy to Claude Puel, whose Southampton team contributed so much to a memorable final, but nobody contributed more than Zlatan Ibrahimovic, whose free kick in the first half and whose thumping header late in the second turned it United's way. Sympathy too for Manolo Gabbiadini, whose competition debut was equally glittering and memorable. Jesse Lingard scored the other goal, ensuring that the new United era is on its way. The final score at Wembley, Manchester United 3, stricken Southampton 2.
You need big players for the big games, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic has proved time and time again that he is that man. Reaction and the trophy ceremony from Wembley coming up here on beIN Sports. Manchester United are EFL